saying this the way I'm meaning it. Jesus is saying the same thing. You say all of these things to people, and you present all of these great ideas through your broad phylactery, but you're not standing in that. But you'll use this Bible to restrict somebody else and legitimize it through the Bible. You'll use the Bible to legitimize it. And that's my word for you all today. The goal of this podcast is to let you know, friend, that everybody is not out here taking advantage. Now, I'm not saying that there are, that anybody is. I'm just saying, based upon what we see on social media, anybody can look. All you got to do is scroll TikTok and it's all there. How the people feel. This is the people talking openly. It's a joke. But you can't be mad at it because you know yourself that they're not, what the people are saying is true. It's a cry from the people in a sense. That's what it is. When you boil it down to its most fundamental aspect, it's a cry from the people to say, look at what we have become. It's a cry from the people to say, this is why I can't trust it. I want to trust God. I want to go to a safe space within God's system and be fed spiritually and to make myself vulnerable within that environment because I trust that I'll be fed nourishment and not poisoned. But I can't do that because look at all of this. And I'm so young in my spiritual walk that I don't know what to accept and what to reject. I don't know the wolf from the lamb. I haven't been in this walk long enough to distinguish the wolf from the lamb or the sheep. And I'm afraid. Because I don't want to get tricked in a system that I really need to come to. Because I don't know if I'm going to rebound from that. I could rebound from getting tricked in corporate America by the devils and the demons and all of them that work and the sharks and all of them that swim in that water because I got my guard up. I can get tricked in the neighborhood amongst the devils and the sharks and all of them, the big dogs in the neighborhood. I can afford that because I got my guard up. But when I come to the house of God and I lay my burdens on the altar of God, I can't afford to get tricked, friend. It's too expensive. I said this a while ago, that I have been in situations, y'all, where had I already not had an alignment with God, had I not already been walking with God, some experiences that I have had would have broken me. It would have broke me down, friend. I don't know if I would have got up from it. It would have broken me at a time where it could have turned me. It could have easily turned me from ever approaching anything to do with God again. And I could have legitimized it by people and their stuff. And when I see things on social media and people acting out things and enacting things, I see comedy is funny, but I also see a cry a cry in the wilderness, in the darkness, by people that want to belong, but that don't really know where to belong to. They don't really know who to trust. I see people that are flying in airplanes, in their own spiritual vessels, flying, looking for a place to land, but they can't find a place to land. So they just continue to hover and fly. And while we can laugh at it because it's funny because that's their art. It's their anointing to be able to convert pain, fear, confusion, sadness into comedy. But it brings it to the forefront. Whereas the same thing will make you laugh will make you cry. The same thing that'll make you laugh will make you cry. No, I get that, friend. I'm going to read the comment here, because that's what we do here. I'm so glad that you commented. No matter who it is, no matter who, listen intently and filter everything someone says at all times. Absolutely. Even if it's a pastor or preacher, listen and pray for discernment. True. But what I'm conveying to you is, I'm telling you that is very much so true. But there are people that don't have the muscle of discernment built up strong yet so that they can depend on it. And that's not an excuse, because in trying to in their act of utilizing it, it builds it up. But there's got to be a ground level from which they spring forth from. And there are some, and again, this is not an attack on, church or religion. I'm using this platform to bring forth and to shed light on things that are troubling. And how do I know they're troubling? Because the people are conveying that they're troubling. And when you read the comments, if you ever scroll in any of these clips that you see of this kind of stuff, you read the comments, you see that there's a plethora of people that agree with this. This is where, the divide from religion and spirituality begins. You don't feel welcome to go within certain religious circles because it's so judgmental. And they make it seem like you got to have it all together, and you've got to look like everybody else up in there, and you've got to do it like everybody else that does it up in there does it. And if you don't, you're going to go to hell. Those people, if you don't do it the way that they want to do it, or the way they think you should do it, they will pile more negativity on you than you're already wrestling with. You came there to get some relief from the negativity, from the plagues that are plaguing you. Yet if you stick around long enough and you show them who you truly are, instead of them saying, okay, these are pain points that you're having, we need to work on these things because you got the right idea, you got the right spirit, but this is another way of looking. Instead of that, they will broadcast whatever it is that they feel like, for whatever purpose, whatever agenda they have, or for whatever purpose that they're doing it, they will broadcast things that they feel are not in alignment with how they do it. And they'll pile on their own judgments on top of you, and you'll leave worse than you came. I understand what you're saying, though, 100%. You're right. I'm telling you. And this is the stuff that I'm talking about.